Hey, it's Kevin. Welcome back to the Road Warrior. I know I've talked about this subject before. I think I've touched on it on the podcast probably a couple of times, and probably here a couple of times too. But here we are as the calendar rolls over into a new month, into a new November. I'm just shocked isn't the word. It's interesting to me how, as there's a country music song from years ago called "Time Marches On" by Tracy Lawrence. And it's funny, when I was in high school, and I looked at my nieces and nephews in high school still. I got three. One of my nieces, two of my nephews in high school still. And here they are just a few months into the school year. One's a senior, one's a junior, one's a sophomore. And you can tell for them the school year just drags on. I look up at the calendar and blink and go, wow, seems like they just started school like a few weeks ago. As you get older, time moves quickly. And that's both good and bad. It's funny how sometimes my work week can seem to drag on forever. It's like, oh my gosh, it's the longest 5 days in the world. But then the weekend flies by. And really, it only happens every now and again. It depends on what you're doing. But sometimes I blink and I'm like, wow, it's already Wednesday. Where did Monday and Tuesday go? I'm so involved with what I'm doing, I don't have time to look up. You know, when you were in school, I don't want to say there's a lot of downtime, but you constantly look at the clock and say, oh man, it's only, 11 o'clock. And, we've only been doing this a couple hours and we still got 3 or 4 more hours to go. Now I can look up at a clock and go, 11 o'clock? Where the heck did time fly? I don't feel like I've gotten enough done. And I'm told that when you retire, when you get much older, again, much older, and that's a relative term when you're my age, it moves by even faster. The older we get, the faster time flies. And I wonder sometimes if it's just mental. I look at my life now and realize how much I've lived and how I'm closer to death than I am to birth. I mean, we don't ever know when it's going to end until it ends. But let's be honest, over 60, even if you got 40 more years, you're still long past the halfway point. And I don't think I have 40 more years. But when you're 14, 15, 16, you can't even fathom old age. You can't fathom thinking about retirement. That just is such a foreign. I can still think back to when I was 40, 41. I had a superstition about the age of 42. My dad's career ended at 42. It changed our lives. He kind of went through a big crisis of conscience then, not by his own choosing. And so I always feared 42, because that's when my world as a kid, when I was 17, when everything changed. 42 was a breeze. 42 was nothing. My 40s were nothing. They flew by. And I think it's interesting that as we get older, how quickly time marches on, how quickly the days, the weeks, the months, the years fly by. I mean, we've been out of COVID now, in theory, the big pandemic, even though COVID is still around, for a couple of years now. It seems like just yesterday. I realize if you're one of those like me who does get the booster shots, it never kind of goes away. You're always still kind of conscious of it. But so much about life has changed with COVID, and it's never going back. It seems like it was just yesterday when we had that problem, but it didn't. It wasn't. Time definitely does move quicker the older you get. We're back next week, another Road Warrior, kevinmason.us, home to all of the Road Warrior videos. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube. We like it when you comment, when you share it, when you tell a friend. Hey, when you just give us the thumbs down, the thumbs up, don't care. Again, you can say anything bad about me you want, just as long as you keep on coming back. New update every Sunday for you. Thursdays on Facebook, by the way. Just same update, just a couple of days later. We're back next week with another Road Warrior. Thanks so much.